Hello and welcome to another episode of Alan Writes, working on the Hotel Paradise, number 6, probably. All right, we were doing a little bit back and forth in the diner. I've changed Harrison to Franklin Harrison because I finally figured out who he is as a guest of the Hotel Paradise. And he is, if not the actual person, then an analog of Frederick Douglass, the slave who became the leader of the abolition movement in the North, held political office, and even got votes as to become president in one of the various primaries before he perished. He held. Did he run for political office? I don't know. I'd have to check that again. But again, it doesn't matter. He's an analog, so it's not going to be perfect. I just have to look back to things, and I've got some really great lines for when Winston and him finally get into it as to the idea of justice and prudence, and that and how it relates to fortitude, insofar as when you can't be prudent about some just things, otherwise it will not happen, and that's you have to see things through and be willing to see things through. So prudence bleeds into fortitude as a means of serving justice. And that will be Winston's wake-up moment. But anyway, and I've already decided to go off of my notes that I've taken. Tips your water as Angie withdraws. Darcy glances around her to see Winston still in deep conversation with Franklin. You know, I haven't really set a particular time for this, when this is taking place. So, cell phones aside, I mean, you can get around a lot of that by making calls, whether it's landlines or what have you. Landlines makes it something a little different. We'd have to bring in something like the general store so that Jess would have to go in and sit in the phone booth and make calls. Totally doable, though. So the time frame can shift, and I don't really care about that. So let's continue on with the story. We're here to put the story to the page, not to do everything else. Okay, so I want to go big. Artichoke. About you screwing Kyle. All right, let's give me a parenthetical here. It's okay. You're an adult. He's an adult. You did adult things. People should understand that. They should embrace it. You really are thinking. If Winston were here, It's just that people don't change that quickly. Yes, well, that's... his opinion. This is mine. I say, go big. Give me the big line. Give me the, pitch me the headline you want. Did I use... Widow of 10 years. Sorry. To each in turn. I mean, if you can get the that on the front page, you were really impressed. But people do, I'm going to be a lot into this. That's why we don't have to admit what happened. It was great. Admit what happened. Other way. It was great. In fact, go the other way. It was great. None of this, oh, what do they call it when you, soft pedaling? Shit. You never slept together. Only lawyers appreciate that. Well, she's right in that we can't deny it. We did that only beg more questions. Noting that you're a widow of 10 years. 11. 11. That's a good start. The story I want to run with. It's the story we want to run with. Don't get dog into details. Else seem sordid and more like an affair. We're just spitballing. Yeah. Note that your children are full grown and that someone is going to pick up that plaintive about the children. Yeah. Yeah, they will. So, work it in. Love your children and love your husband. All true. All true. It's about choices. It's about choices. And it's about choices. You're an adult. Kyle is an adult. Everyone touched by this is adult. They get to make choices. Might not. Some people might not like it. They're trying to they're the tyranny. Tyranny. That's not how you spell tyranny. I don't think it's how you spell tyranny. Yeah. And we tyrannize in return. It'll be through deniable links. will be clean. Back at Franklin Harrison. Lightly with her as if the two have known each other all their lives. It's over. Winston's water. Winston's water. Thirsty. All right. Exterior hotel. And the pale lights. Onto hotel's roof balcony. Exterior lights. Shine down on the earth. The dark, allow the dark sky. On the dark sky to shine bright. Indeed, sights a sliver of the Milky Way. Lets out a gasp of delight. Voice. What a sight, isn't it? Looks down and finds patrician profile against the horizon. She's in the moon suite. I'm going to use against the for a moment. Sermon. Oh. Taps at nearby light, which flickers to life to illuminate. To illuminate the balcony. In one hand, he cups a glass of wine. The other holds his loose clothing close by a reflex. Alright, James Serrano is, of course, our analog for Julius Caesar. Okay. Makes me think I want to redo Franklin Harrison's name. Frederick Douglass took his last name from a poem, if I recall correctly. Maybe. Anyway, Douglas was the Black River in Gaelic. But I can't have him be a Doug. Two on the nose, and everything that I come up with river. Anyway. But he did have a close tie with President Harrison, so maybe that's enough. And a bit of a dodge. Who do I have the pleasure of meeting? Darcy. James. Shall I turn off the light? I turn off the light? So you can better see the stars? No. They can't match the first sighting. Very true. Perhaps some wine? The county might be dry, but there are always exceptions. You brought a second glass with you? I came prepared. There is also a second bottle. And nuts. James pours for a glass. I'd heard there were new guests. Staying long? A day, maybe two, depending on how things go. My fellows down writing Press release. Press release. Press release. Don't ask. Very well. I wasn't interested. Except for conversation. Politics. I assume it's politics. Assume it's politics. Always is. Has got to bore me. You got to bore me. The only way to get things done. It's the only way to get things done. That is also true. Okay, so I don't know where I'm going with this conversation. I'm going to need to take some more time to think about this. And this is not unusual for writing in general. You take a look at something, you put yourself in, and I'm going to have these two characters meet, and Darcy meeting an analog of Julius Caesar, and where does the conversation go? Caesar is about, James is about ambition. About ambition. And how it has to lead somewhere. All is for naught. He too doesn't understand temperance. Equal measures equals misery. But prudence, how you appear to others, that is another thing. If you appear a tyrant, he'll stab you in the back. Okay, we'll see where we go from there. I'll think about it for a while, but I'm pretty sure we'll get there. We've done that. We can nix that. Let me go back up here just real quick. We'll have things. We'll do so. Well, that's something. And once we go from here, I don't know where we go after Darcy and James here have their moment. I think I've got all the players in play. That's only 2 guests. I don't need more. That might be unnecessary clutter. Anyway, this has been Alan Wrights. I got to stuff to work on. But I hope you've enjoyed this. Stay safe and take care out there. All right. Thanks.